Boogie Linguini feeds on the rotting corpses and
oh yeah, I died. She can't handle it.
Feet long. Not only are they themselves predators that hunt using 20.
Good. Hey, bro, this is terrifying. It's a horrors of the deep sea. That's what you gotta be prepared for it. She's freaking out. Hey,
Eye in nature. With it
that is freaking creepy, bro. Try not to freak out. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna be checking out the unspeakable horrors of the deep sea. Now, what's so crazy about this? I'm scared of the sea, but this feature is LindsayNikole. Huh?
Me too.
You are? You scared? I've been in the ocean before. Scary thing in the sea because you don't know what's in the sea. It's millions of creatures that's not even been discovered yet. But we got a special guest. Please introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Soph. You can follow me on IG at Soph.goober, and then if you want to see any nail content, you can follow me on IG at software.salon.
Heard me say that I'd rather eat 10 pounds of Popeye's biscuits with no drink than ever go out into the ocean.
Oh,
well,
dang, that sounds...
I'd rather ride cross country on a bike with a hot grill for a seat than spend half a second in the deep sea. There's a lot of living nightmares and paralysis demons come to life if you sink deep enough. And the megalodon
that looks weird,
is not
bro.
one of them. You'll often hear this thing about how the prehistoric apex predator never got discontinued, it's just chilling a step above hell in the abyss. This is cap for three good reasons.
You don't?
One, there just isn't enough food to sustain a 60-foot you to the natural order. Two, if nature did keep the same jumbo jaws that peaked in the Pliocene, we at least would have seen.
You good to react to this, or you don't?
Yeah, I'm good to react to it, but it's just like I'm getting over my fear. So now, I used to could not watch anything like this.
Yeah, she's scared. Let's get on her fear, y'all. She's scared, bro.
I'm facing my fears.
She's facing her fears.
A body by now. And number three, why do y'all want this to be alive so bad? I promise you there's way worse things down there. Like, I would evacuate my bowels if I ever saw a giga great white shark. But put me in front of a T-posing squid and I'm shitting more bricks than the entire city of Newark. The big fin squid is easily one of the most disturbing things alive as I'm saying this.
That looks
scary. It's a
scary.
T-posing predator with arms estimated to max out at just under 30.
What?
Scientists believe the big fin...
She can't handle the video. That mug is long, bro.
Ew.
Bro, that's like putting like...
Okay, I'm good. I'm good.
You good? Are you sure?
Yeah, okay.
Hey, you for real? You don't want to watch me react to this?
No, I do, but...
Hey, she's scared, bro. I'm telling you, bro. What this dude do to her?
It's just so weird. I just can't.
Hey, man, she can't handle this. Is crazy, bro.
Okay, I'm gonna try.
All right.
I'm facing my
Hey, don't
fears.
cover your eyes. You
I'm
gotta
really
catches
sweating.
bodies by
I know.
dragging those arms, which can be easily 20 times its own body length, along the ocean floor like trawling nets and feeding on whatever poor soul accidentally bumps into them. You're gonna hear me say believe or we think a lot, and that's because we don't know a whole lot about them. Almost every sighting and virtually every specimen studied were either juveniles or paralarvae. We have no way of knowing exactly what their final form could look like. For all we know, this could be Junior, and we just haven't seen Mama Big Fin yet. Who would have thought that just putting elbows on a squid would instantly turn it into
elbows
a spawn
on a
of
squid?
Satan? Oh, and if you thought the Big Fin was just this slow, passive floating predator, then you're seriously underestimating the ocean's ability to massacre your mental health. And if you're curious, this video was taken about 7,000 feet down in the Gulf of Mexico.
7,000 feet
But considering
of
they're
Mexico?
believed to be the deepest living squids at about 20,000 feet, I have a theory. This is a juvenile, and the big boys are the ones shacking it up down in the crotch of the ocean. But good news, the big fin probably only feeds on small fish and crustaceans. Bad news, there are squids big enough to beef with the biggest predators on the planet. And the biggest predator on the planet that isn't a disgraced former YouTuber is the sperm whale, which on its own would have to be one of the most traumatizing things to witness during their 2-hour hunting expeditions down in the deep sea.
2 hours?
Well, the tankiest carnivore on Earth regularly runs fades with the giant squid. And by giant, we're talking about calamari growing to an estimated 40 feet long. Not only are they themselves predators that hunt using 20...
Good. Hey, bro. This is terrifying. It's a horrors of the deep sea. That's what you gotta be prepared for it. She's freaking out.
Please.
Hey, we gotta keep it. Hey, look. You gotta look, okay?
foot tentacles. They're opportunistic cannibals that would 100% murk their entire family reunion for some calories. Now, nature high-key screwed up their character design. They have a donut-shaped brain and an esophagus running through it, meaning if they swallow something big enough, not only do they run the risk of choking to a flatline, they can also factory reset their entire personality through severe brain damage. Which is why they mitigate this by shredding their victims with a razor-sharp beak and what is essentially a tongue with teeth, the
They got
radula.
tongue with teeth?
That beak is such a weapon that you'll rarely see a sperm whale that hasn't been tattooed during a struggle with a giant squid. And while the plus-size cephalopod usually loses in a war with the whale, they do not make it easy. But the most disturbing thing about them is that eye.
I know, she's done.
Giant squids have the most physically imposing eye in nature. With it
That
being
is freaking creepy, bro. Try not to freak out.
roughly the size of a soccer ball.
Try not to
Contrary
freak
to
out.
Let me know when it's over.
huge eyes don't exactly help it see further, but it does mean they're terrifyingly good at noticing objects giving off their own light, which is a
over, it's
lifesaver
over, you
since
good
one of
now.
their biggest optosperm males
promise I'm not
modern day
faking.
Leviathan disturbs glowing creatures like jellyfish
It is
and
creepy,
crustaceans
though.
who flash in response.
she's sweating, bro.
Having eyes as big as our heads means the giant squid can detect and use those flashes to avoid becoming a course. But that also means that if you ever go swimming in the Giga Squid's area code,
Thinking
the
about it
flashes
too much.
you'd create mean that while you might not see it, the same animal that does its own kind dirty would know
looks
exactly
good,
who
like
you are.
shrimp, though,
And
almost.
honestly, there's
Don't
only
it?
one thing that could be worse than getting stalked by a school bus-sized headfoot. There's another squid with hunting tactics so spiritually upsetting, I'm not even gonna talk about it. I'm gonna go ahead and use a lifeline.
The Humboldt squid, also known as the red devil. I'm Lindsay.
Red
by the way.
devil, that's-
Hi.
calm-
Humboldt
you
squid
calm
are
down,
found
you
in
good
the
now.
eastern
My
Pacific
heart is
Ocean,
literally
typically
beating on my
between
I
200
know.
to 2300.
Hey, bro, that's crazy, bro. She's really that scared. Dang,
Comes from the
it's
way they
scary.
use their pigment cells called chromatophores to communicate. You're probably familiar with chromatophores through videos of different cephalopods using them to change color, blending into their surroundings, and even dreaming. And Humboldt squid notably use them to turn bright red when they're aggravated, hence the nickname Red Devil. It's very on brand. They're also extremely predatory and have been known to act aggressively towards scuba divers on rare occasion, which becomes a bit more terrifying when I tell you that they can get to 8 feet long and 100 pounds. Now you might be
8
thinking,
feet
Lindsay,
long,
that is not
100
that
pounds?
big. What about the giant squid and the colossal squid that can both get to like 40 feet long? What?
40
I haven't
feet
told you the
long?
best
That's
part yet.
almost
The
close to a
Humboldt
football
squid
field,
is known
dang.
to live and hunt in groups of up to 10, no, up to 100, no, 1,000. Yes, in groups of over
1,000? A group of 1,000 hunting?
1,000 squid. That's about 990 too many if you ask me. While hunting in these groups, they use their chromatophores to communicate with each other, coordinating movements and attacks, allowing them to take down larger prey, dragging them into the depths until they go unconscious. Scientists have identified some of
So
these.
they basically, these squids, they grab and force. They come in a pack of 1,000, and they grab their enemies and just drag them deeper and deeper in the sea, just killing them with pressure and just suffocating them. That's crazy, though.
I can't deal with these creatures.
These creatures are insane.
Communication patterns, as you can see in this little chart, but still don't know exactly what any of them mean. But regardless, that sounds like one of the worst ways to be unalived in the ocean. Oh wait,
Yeah.
this isn't a TikTok collaboration. That sounds like one of the worst ways to die in the ocean.
It is one
So
of
as
the
you
worst.
can see, whether it's being confronted by a Humboldt block party or squaring up with a live-action Kraken, there are many aspects of the deep sea that end up with you putting your therapist up a tax bracket. And a lot of that's because of this cute little thing known as deep sea gigantism. The idea that the cold temperature,
Ooh,
the dissolved
that one look
oxygen,
real.
and
That-
the
is
lack
that
of pressure
real?
from predators allow some animals to escalate to the biggest and most terrifying versions of themselves.
Oh, this not- this
Exhibit
is- this
the
is fake?
Japanese
Oh, it's fake,
spider
okay.
crab, which can measure 12 feet across from claw to claw.
That looks
and
good to
weigh as
eat,
much
though.
as a human
Oh, the
toddler.
crab, yeah.
Only thing
Yeah,
worse
you
than a
eat
giant
that, though. You ain't
spider
scared of
crab is a giant crab spider. This is an Antarctic sea spider, a dinner plate-sized demon spawn that hunts by sucking the life out of its prey through its proboscis. Now technically, they're not actual spiders, but also I imagine most people watching technically don't give a f, especially since this one looks like it identifies as a face hugger. Then there's a giant isopod,
now.
which is essentially an aquatic cockroach big enough to
Crazy
be cradled like a baby.
cockroach.
No clue why you would though. And if you're
She's
looking for
holding
a
like a
truly
baby.
supersized animal crossing, the oarfish should be on your list. The giant oarfish can grow to well over 30 feet long, and there have
30
even been
feet?
claims of those in the neighborhood of 50 feet. Proof that back in the day when we had stories about sea monsters, they weren't lying, they just didn't have all the names yet. Also, if you caught that pun earlier, we're friends now. But with
Some of the
deep
stuff
sea
in the sea I didn't
gigantism
even
and the endless
realize.
expansive ocean acting as a canvas for Shaitan to practice his art, if you dive deep enough, there be monsters. For example, this. This isn't an animal. It's a group of animals joined together in something like a hive mind.
Whoa.
So we're not talking about it. We're talking about them. And so
I know. It's crazy, bro. I don't even know if she can pull through this video. This thing-
Oh my god.
bro, she literally is sweating, bro. Like she's like this. I wish I can feel her hand.
I'm not playing. Like, I'm not joking.
I didn't even know that she could be this scared. This got to be the most scariest person in this video
Oh my
ever.
God.
Bro, I'm very shocked because I never even discovered some of these animals in the sea though. Like that's what's making it crazy.
Sophonophores like this come in many forms. Like the Portuguese man o' war armed with venom
That
to
looks
ensure
nice. I
that
like
the
the color.
excruciating experience of meeting one is permanently etched into your brain. And there's a Priodubia, a giant sophonophore that can flex a total length of up to 160 feet. And even
160
though it's a
feet.
collective group of tiny animals, its length could humble a blue whale, making it technically the longest creature on the planet. Or at best, a modest second, since the bootlace ribbon worm has been reported to reach 180 feet in length. And it's toxic because the ocean, and of course it is, with nasty smelling mucus potent enough to life-deprive the crabs it likes to eat. Like I said, whether it's Lucifer's tapeworm or a flying spaghetti creature, there be monsters. And it gets so much worse than a giant worm, because as terrifying as the deep sea is, it's also nasty. And there might not be anything more repulsive than the hagfish. This loogie linguini feeds on the rotting corpses and—
Oh yeah, I'm done. She can't handle it.
What? No, we can keep going. I don't want to.
Bro.
What is that? I'm sorry. I'm trying to be cool.
Bro, don't have no dreams about this. Hopefully you'll have dreams about this. Please keep not have nightmares, please. We begging you.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna try to pull it through.
I'm trying to pull it through, but you scaring me more.
I need a second.
I don't know to be scared of her or the video, to be honest, yo.
Right.
My
heart is literally beating out my neck.
Bro, it's like a million. It's racing, bro. Like, for real, bro. It's like she's racing. This is crazy. Can't make this up at all, bro. She's terrified.
I thought I faced my fears, but after this, nobody could kill me. Nobody could do anything.
Yeah, nobody can harm her. She's unstoppable, bro. She's made out of steel. A woman of steel after this video.
Okay.
Yeah, you ready? Let's go. Let's face them fears.
Breath a little bit.
Hey, damn. Hey, I'm gonna force you. We finna get back in it. Let's go.
Okay.
and carcasses that sink down into its domain. And since they don't have any actual teeth, the graveyard guppy feeds by sliding into an opening and eating the decomposing body from the inside out.
From the
you would
inside
think
out?
That something that eats like a casket wouldn't have to worry about getting put on a plate itself. Again, you're giving the ocean too much credit. As self-defense, the hagfish will sweat buckets of slime, a phlegm jacket that's thick enough to clog the gills of anything hungry enough to F around and unlucky enough to find out. To the point where this is the end game of a truck transporting hagfish on the highway.
Imagine that being in your food.
You've definitely seen this picture
I'm
before.
joking.
Have you ever stopped and asked yourself what they were doing there in the first place? You remember how I said nothing that eats like a hagfish should ever have to worry about getting eaten? Well, simple. For these hagfish, their final destination were dinner plates in Asian countries such as South Korea, where they're considered
South Korea, okay, we don't want to go
now,
there
I'm not
right
one
now.
to judge other cultures, but we seem to have a habit of constantly trying to eat all the things nature went out of its way to tell us not to. But one thing you won't see as a main course is something ironically named after a fruit. The sea cucumber is like the hagfish in that its meal prep consists of all the things we normally flush, burn, or bury. All the soul evacuated bodies that sink down to the ocean floor instantly get put on the cucumber's grocery list. It's a literal bottom feeder, and I mean that since they'll also make a meal out of feces. But like with vultures, if Thanos had beef with sea cucumbers, the world would become an infinitely more disgusting place. That's not the only way sea cucumbers contribute to society. They're also often used as a protective bunker for fish, and well, let's just say they break in through the back door. Oh yeah, it's a violation of the
right? They went through the back door.
It gets worse when a pearlfish decides to have a playdate right next to its prostate. I don't even know if they have a prostate, but you get what I mean. And if that makes you uncomfortable, here's an ad to give you time to mentally prepare for what's next. This adorable little guy is known as a basket star. It's a type of brittle star and an echinoderm, which actually makes it a close cousin of the sea cucumber. If you ever learned about fractals in geometry, then that's why the repeating pattern of branching arms might look familiar. It's also why the US is really wasting $20 billion a year looking into space, because the real ET is happening right here. Because
yeah, they spending so much trying to discover. They didn't discover the sea, bro. These things I never see in my life. I never learned none of this in school. Never seen this.
I don't see how you just watch it here like it's just normal, but
it's not normal. This is unbelievable.
Of the unsightly way basket stars get from A to B, they've also earned the nickname sea snakes. I feel itchy all of a sudden.
Yeah.
However, even though it looks like something Lucifer would use to pleasure himself, they eat mostly zooplankton and are pretty much harmless for the most part. And honestly, that pretty much describes 80% of the nonsense in the deep sea, only really harmful to your peace of mind. Like take the frilled shark. Having been around for 80-something million years, not only is the frilled shark a living fossil, it's likely nature's rough draft beta version of sharks today. Also, don't let this video fool you. They can grow to a respectable 6 feet long.
6 feet.
Also, they can be pregnant for 3.5 years, which honestly makes about as much sense as everything else down there. And
how can you be pregnant for 3 years? What?
Well, they said it was possible.
But it's possible, but like
are these creatures from hell? Or
they from hell? Like they have to be. Like they can't be real. They gotta be at the bottom of the sea, like super deep. Like they have to be so far that nobody swimming can see.
You mean to tell me this don't look like you'll see that in hell? If you were ever, you know.
Bro.
That looks demonic.
It does.
In terms of your mental health, the frilled shark is pretty harmless until you look them in the mouth. The devil's fleshlight has hundreds of needle-like teeth to ensure that anything that gets caught in there doesn't get a second chance to pursue happiness. And for a shark that's been around long enough to have attended Saturn's wedding, I don't know why, but every picture of them looks like they're struggling with their own existence. Like I said though, they're not a threat to humans. But like I also said,
they're not a threat to humans.
Therapy ain't cheap, so if you don't want to end up on a couch, don't look a frilled shark in the mouth. But yeah, you'd be surprised at just how many types of sharks you'll find in the same neighborhood SpongeBob got stranded in that one time. You have 20-foot sleeper sharks that are somehow able to use stealth to just spawn and inhale sustenance like a water Kirby. Speaking of sleepers, in 2015, a Pacific sleeper was recorded in the Solomons Island. Why is that important? Well, its home address was right under an active volcano, proving that if any animal had plot armor, it'd be sharks. Then you have the ghost shark, which, okay, yep, you got me, isn't an actual shark, it's a close cousin known as a chimera. The ghost part though, that's on brand. They kind of remind me of the dry bones fish from Mario. The ghost Nada shark doesn't even have the teeth you'd expect it to have, but instead they have plates that they use to grind up food. But since nature's constantly overcompensating, chimeras
like
do have venomous spines that are harmful to more than just your mental well-being. But by far the weirdest thing about them, chimeras have a tenaculum on their forehead. A tenaculum is a reproductive organ, meaning this fish has a... Yeah, on his forehead. Venom and... That aside, this fish fresh out of Tim Burton's Wet Dream is actually pretty cool looking. And I'm just gonna say it, I think they're cute, and I'm perfectly fine with standing on that hill alone. However, I don't think you'll find a single soul on this next shark's hill.
Feast your eyes on the goblin shark, a demon dog-looking fish with a mouth that snaps like nobody's business. They're rarely seen but are known to live in oceans all around the world, at depths of up to 4,200 feet below the surface of the ocean, and are estimated to get to 15 feet long, which is really big for a deep-sea shark. You might have seen videos online of their jaws just fully ejecting from their brain case in a process called slingshot feeding. It's kind of what they're known for. Their upper and lower jaws lunge forward away from the skull, engulfing their prey. I know it probably seems ridiculous and almost alien, but it's actually not uncommon. Most fishes have jaws that aren't entirely attached. One might argue that the goblin shark is the most...
So they jaws not entirely attached to each other though. That's probably why it can just stretch out so far. Man.
That is crazy.
That is crazy.
Extreme examples of this look until you see a video of the slingjaw wrasse, who use suction feeding to snatch up their prey. They look like they have a trombone stuck in their mouth. Goblin sharks have a particularly long snout, and it's not for nothing. They have sensory structures, pores all over it that help them locate their prey, like squid, fish, and crustaceans. And I am personally grateful I am not a squid, fish, or crustacean.
Yeah, goblin's the right word for the only shark in the world with a receding gum line. But you gotta admit, yeeting your own jaw to catch calories is pretty metal, and you're gonna find that a lot of the creatures rolling in it deep have evolved some of the most creative ways of bagging groceries. Probably the most popular is the fish that nearly turned Nemo into an orphan. The anglerfish has two defining personality traits. One of them is that fishing lure hanging right in front of those life-canceling jaws. That light actually comes from bioluminescent bacteria shacking up inside a modified fin. So when a bite-sized light work swims up to the light thinking it just cops some easy protein, the angler ensures that some fish out there never sees its father again. The other thing anglerfish got clout for is their mating habits. I'm not gonna get into it, just know that if your marriage looks anything like theirs, you're gonna need both a divorce and a restraining order. And you know what? Intensive therapy on top of that, extra-friggin-diciously. Nemo's paralysis demon isn't the only deep-sea creature to weaponize light. This distinguished gentleman is known as a stoplight loosejaw, and his defining trait is that it uses
stoplight loosejaw. I mean, it look like a stoplight to me. That mug is super like scary and vicious. Don't trust none that looks dark as that and got red cuts underneath there, like red cuts. That is crazy. What can you say about this video so far?
I don't know. I'm just kind of speechless.
Speechless. And you scared though. I know they probably laughing in the comments.
My hair's standing up.
Her hair is standing up, man. Like she had the magic house or something, putting their hand on. You know that little ball at the magic house, put your hand on it? Hey man, that's crazy.
Red light to hunt, which turns out to be a massive cheat code, since the longer the wavelength of a color, the less energy that wavelength has, and the faster it gets absorbed by water. And since the color red has the longest wavelength out of all of them, it's the first one to get absorbed. This is why red light can't reach the deep sea, and the animals living in the abyss that are red actually appear black, which makes it easier for them to hide.
Oh, that's why it appears black.
But with a stoplight using red as a searchlight, it's pretty much cracked at this version of hide and seek. Not to mention, since most of the life down there can't even see red, it's able to catch bodies while also not giving up its location to predators or the prey it packs up. This fish really evolved a whole wall hack and a real-life invisibility cloak. Tell me that ain't crazy. And that freakish overbite ensures that once prey is found, it's lost. Forever. But why hunt prey when you could just sit and wait for it to come to you? That's the entire playbook for the deep sea lizardfish. Just look at that smile. You know he's on the ferry.
I don't want to mess with him
at
all.
And at over 2 feet long, they earned the title of being one of the premier apex predators of the deep sea. As a habitual camper, they lie waiting for life to pass them by before they lunge and use hypodermic needles for teeth to cancel it. And with apex standing for anyone providing smoke gets extinguished, lizardfish don't
look crusty, don't they?
Bro, not with that. He looked like he got a lip filter injection.
Yeah, he need some lip gloss.
He got that Kylie Jenner surgery, bro.
No, for real.
Don't hesitate to turn their own kind into coffin fodder. And with the whole point of those teeth being to hold struggling, panicking prey in place, they make sure they don't live long enough to learn from their mistake. But as much of a therapy bill this gecko guppy's mugshot might be, it might not even be the worst headshot in the ocean. Not as long as this is still a factor. I don't know anyone who would waste the oxygen trying to defend this.
I would. Many say this is a face only a mother could love. Well, then
okay
maybe
with
he is
small.
my son.
Dude,
This
that looks
is the
weird,
deep-sea
though.
telescope
That
fish,
one.
one of the most stunning creatures of the deep tropical oceans. They're found at depths of about 1,600 to 6,600 feet below the surface of the ocean. I can't say that normally. Surface of the ocean. And like you'll see if you look up photos of them online, they are often photographed at unfortunate angles that don't do them any justice. They orient themselves upwards, hanging out vertically in the water column, as they use their specially adapted eyes to hunt for the silhouettes of their prey. There are two species of telescope fish, Gigantora indica and Gigantora chuni. Don't be fooled by their genus.
I can't remember all
Makes
those
them
names.
sound like they're gigantic. That is not the case at all. Indica only gets to about 8 inches long and chuni a measly 6. They are just
not that bad.
little guys. Gigantora actually translates to big tail specifically. They are about
Oh, they have
half
big
tail.
tails.
If they happen to latch onto a snack that's a bit bigger than their own size, that's no problem at all. They underwent a series of skeletal reductions that allow for more room to just fold it in half. That's right. They are expert folders. In 1925, scientists found a 5.5-inch long
Expert folders. They need to fold my clothes then. I need somebody to... Do you fold your clothes?
Yeah.
Hey, I never fold. I'm just hang them up. I don't fold clothes
That's
now.
not bad though either.
Yeah. We might need to hire one of these fish to fold our clothes.
viperfish inside the stomach of a 3-inch long telescope fish. They described it as neatly folded, an incredible quality
Neatly
possessed
folded.
by the lovely telescope fish.
Yeah, I'm sure if we gave it Blistex and a hairline restoration surgery, he'd be cute, but that's just me. That being said, there's a lot of pretty dope things just chilling in the deep. Take the barrel-eyed fish, the fish with a transparent head that means
his
it can spot
eyes.
props or prey directly above it, thanks to those two green gummy-looking orbs that are actually its eyes. Or the
Eyes is
ultra-rare
creepy.
giant phantom jellyfish.
I seen that jellyfish now. I seen a video of that jellyfish is... That jellyfish is beyond mean. Like,
Ew.
yeah, that got you. We gotta go through it. Come on, we gotta
With
get it.
30-foot arms that makes this ET understudy the length of a whale shark. And when I say rare, I mean this jelly's only been seen like 100 times in the history of mankind. So the
Only
fact that you're
100
watching
times.
this right now is kind of wild. Then
It
you
is
have the
wild.
deep sea Dumbo octopus that copes
Oh
with
my
stress by
God.
turning
You
itself
scared of
into a ball to
octopus?
discourage predators from eating it. And if this right here looks familiar, yeah, right to his thighs. The vampire squid does the inverse, as they'll turn themselves inside
mug
out
is
and into
thick.
their own
That fish
personal
is thick.
panic room whenever they're pressed by a
squid.
possible predator. And how about a sea pig for you?
Sea
Take
pig?
everything I said about sea cucumbers and forget it for a second, because honestly, they're just really cute in a way I can't fully explain. But it's not hard to see what makes this squid instant serotonin. Rosia pacifica, or the stubby squid, is actually more like a cuttlefish. It's also a cuddly fish, and it's nature's apology letter for the sheer trauma it saturated the ocean with. It's actually real, and those arts and crafts looking eyes help it catch prey on a nocturnal schedule. It's also important as an environmental indicator, since scientists will often study their responses to
Ugh,
changes in
nasty.
water pH and use that to determine how polluted the water is around them, which you would think would earn this anime octopus the respect of the scientific community. Well, you'd be wrong. There's a video where some scientists found one, and let me just say, not even Hiroshima got roasted that hard. But that's gonna do it for this video. Make sure you go ahead and drink water, hug your moms,
Drink
go
water.
subscribe to Lindsay's
Hug your
channel, link will
moms,
be in the
everything.
description. Shout out to Lindsay for being in this video, and I'ma see y'all in the next one.
Shout out to
It's
her.
like they look fake, it's like Davy
They
Jones.
look like
They look like
they
they just
painted
painted them
off.
on.
That looks cool though. That's cute to me. Oh yeah, that's different.
fake.
So some other aerobic team just came before and just left it here.
It's like some little kid dropped their toy.
Drop that toy.
Trash. Oh
It
man.
don't even look real. It look like a toy to me.
Yeah, that's why I said I don't want
That's
to
a
see
good
it
focus
move.
right there.
Seriously,
Great
what's
Don't
focus.
move, please don't.
Freaking me out. I want to see him move.
He's gonna jump at you.
Do something.
Do something.
Flash your lights.
Okay, thank
That was freaking crazy.
Thank God it didn't move.
Honestly, I don't know anybody can have a better reaction than you, because at this point, that really creeped her out, bro. Everybody, y'all have to hit the like button because she was brave.
Please do.
Bro, I'm not lying. Like, I wouldn't even lie to you guys. Like, she was really sweating, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I thought she was joking, but she was really scared. So hit the like button for being brave. Like, it was creepy. Put in the comment section, was you afraid watching this? But look at the title. It's Horrors of the Deep Sea. Like, I should have known it was going to be kind of scary, but I didn't even...
Not that scary.
I think it's just scary because we seen something that we never seen for the first time in our life.
Yeah.
So, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe. Tell us what we should react to next. Click the link in the description. Go follow her Instagram, her other social media, and subscribe to her channel.
Oh yeah, I got a YouTube channel.
She got a YouTube channel. It's in the description. And I love you guys. And also, I know you guys check out the cool shirt. Y'all can go click link in the description. I'm going to leave the Instagram for the person who made this shirt. I remember it's Everyday Jane. That's the person who made it. So I love you guys. See you on the next video. Let's get out of here. Let's go. Signing out. Peace out.